Hello everyone, this is Babs with Listen to Your Inner You. Thank you for watching and subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I love growing my channel. I also have a donation link below if you feel generous today. If not, I still love that you're watching my videos. I love it, and I love helping you guys. So, how to manifest a specific person today, right? I have done it successfully. I actually manifested a specific person, and he broke up with me, and then I manifested him back. So when you want to manifest a specific person, let's divide it up into videos. Manifest a specific person that you've met, and manifest a specific person that you haven't met yet, but you have kind of like a list of what you want in someone, right? So let's make this video about manifest a specific person that you've already met. Either you've dated them or you've just met them, maybe a chance encounter. I had someone comment on a chance encounter. I don't believe in chance, so you manifested them and they showed up, and maybe you just saw them for an hour, but you were so smitten by them. You know, we are so drawn to these people. We know exactly that they are what we want. We always do. We know what our desire is, and when it shows up in front of us, it's like, yes! And often when the core beliefs are off, they tend to disappear. So then we need to manifest them back. So when your manifestations disappear, just assume that you need to fix your core beliefs, because that's what happened to me. I didn't take it seriously enough, and I kept losing all of my manifestations, including my guy. Anyway, so when you manifest a specific person that you have already encountered at some point in time, dating or no dating, you want to manifest them back, right? So what you can do, and this is how I manifest. I find the feelings that I want from that person or the relationship or both. So for me, it's usually the feeling in a relationship with the perfect guy. Perfect, right? No one is perfect in that sense, but perfect for me is what I mean, and for you. So then I concentrate on the feelings that I would feel if I was already with the person. So end resulting is focus work. That's it. You don't live in the end result all day, every day. It's just the focus work you're doing. That's it. That's step number 1 of what I teach. And you want to concentrate, you want to figure out how you want to feel with that person or the relationship. Again, you want to make these maybe 2 separate manifestations, so it's easier for the universe, higher self, to manifest both at the same time, in the same person, right? And not with different people. So what do I want from that person? Well, if they showed up, then they already met my criteria on my list, and now they disappeared again, so I am trying to manifest them back. So I concentrate on the end result. End result is us being in a committed relationship, and how would I feel if I was in a committed relationship with that person? I would feel like home, because that's my end goal, is find someone who feels like home. What does it feel like to feel like home? You got to figure out what these things feel like, because the end result feeling is one of the most important things that I teach. So feeling of home, because that includes the feeling of contentness, calm, happy, relief, gratefulness. You can all make those separate emotions too, or feelings, when you do that work. And then integrate the affirmation. Oh my God, I love that I'm in a committed relationship with my perfect person. We're so happy. That's the affirmation. So you make it more natural. You want to make it natural, because it's supposed to feel like the end result and not like you being a robot. We're in a committed relationship. We're in a committed relationship. We're in a committed relationship. Nah. That keeps you attached. I don't do affirmation looping. I combine visualization. Most of the time I visualize. I don't always visualize. But the most important thing, let's start with that, is getting into the end result feelings. So I pull up the feeling of home. And you can use memories for that. It doesn't have to be with that person. If you remember what it feels like to feel like home with anyone, you can insert their face into the visualization if you visualize. So again, I do feeling of the end result, affirmation of the end result, and visualization of the end result. Those are 3 things I like to combine, and sometimes I skip the visualization and just pull up the feelings. And I'm German, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the proper way, right? So the feeling of the end result, number 1, most important thing. Neville says it. Feel the end, right? Feeling the end, feeling it true. And then the next one is integrate the affirmation. Why not add visualization? A lot of you guys think you can't visualize. I actually think everyone can visualize. Some are better than others, but you can learn anything you want to. If you want to start visualizing, book a session, we can work on that. I can teach you that too. I'm actually a pretty good coach. Just throwing that out there. Maybe I'll make a video about it sometime too. So I like to integrate most of those, all three of those most of the time, and then go from there. So you start with the focus work. You do maybe feeling, affirmation, visualization, or feeling and affirmation if you don't want to visualize, you have a hard time with it. And then you do the other 3 steps that I teach, which is, do you believe it's possible? Then you bring up all the resistances, and then you start saying, I want it, I don't need it, because you don't need it. You want the desire, you prefer to have it, but you don't need it, right? And then you go from there. And then in that process, when you start doing this process that I teach, then eventually between 1 and 3 or 4 weeks, maybe, I don't know, you usually know though, you start shifting into old energy, and usually your higher self or universe will let you know when you have shifted into old energy, because things will look the opposite. If you're currently in touch with your SP, they might stop talking to you, or they block you, or something kind of drastic happens in your 3D with that person involved. It could be anything, but if you notice a change with that person, that is you shifting into old energy. Congratulations, you have the first half successfully done. Well, Babs, what do I do now? Well, second half is you keep doing what you were doing that got you to the second half. So you keep doing the focus work with the releasing resistance and detaching. And eventually you actually think about your manifestation, your person, a lot less, and you get possibly birds before land that have a lot of the characteristics or looks or something from that person. You can date them. It's not going to ruin anything, or you don't have to date. I actually like dating when I manifest a person, specific or not, or a relationship, because they push things out. And I kind of know where I'm at as they're pushing these things out. I'm like, oh, okay, I got to change this. I got to work on that. And you can still work on your focus work, and you can still have fun dating if you like dating. Don't feel forced to date. But again, you don't have to date. An indication for me is when I don't want to date while manifesting a person, it's because I'm very attached to my outcome, or I have a lot of resistance, or both. That is just an indication for me and a lot of my clients, actually. Doesn't have to be true for everyone, and you don't have to date. Sometimes I feel like dating, and sometimes I don't feel like dating. I take tons of breaks in between. And manifesting someone can take months. If it's taking you years to manifest someone back, you are doing something wrong. And I am putting it in quotation marks, because technically you can manifest however you want. Although I'm not an affirmation looping coach. Do whatever you want. Do what works for you. If it's worked for you in the past, keep doing it. And if it's not working anymore, then it might be a core belief that's causing this, right? Because core beliefs cause a lot of resistance and attachment. And yeah, I mean, why not change them? And that's these desires, these strong desires, person or something else, or someone else, anything else that is a strong desire, they bring out these negative core beliefs. I think that's their job. It must be, because it gets so intense. So they usually push that shit out and start with, I'm worth it, and I'm good enough, and I'm deserving. And then all the other ones pop up automatically. Anyway, so you're manifesting a specific person, do the focus work, releasing resistance, and detaching over and over until it gets less, until the desire becomes less intense. That is you doing it right. And then you'll get more push outs, more actual evidence, not just signs, but actual signs are like you see the name everywhere, or someone looks like them. That's signs, or 111, or whatever you put a meaning to it, right? Or they drive the same car and they have the same sticker on that same car. I've seen all kinds of things. But they're just pushed outs. Means your focus work is right, but you're still working on releasing resistance and detaching. When you do that enough, and you do all 3 enough, eventually your manifestation will show up. This is deliberate manifesting. This is pretty much a rule, right? So you're doing it over and over until it eventually shows up. And actually, when I manifested my guy back, about 2 weeks before he showed up, I barely thought about him. When I did think about him, it actually felt like he was here. So it felt like good memories, or an active imagination. I didn't miss him. I didn't crave him. I didn't wish that he would show up soon. time kind of disappeared. And time is usually anything about time, how, when, is a strong indication for attachment and or resistance. I like to always say put in that and or. Yay, Babs. Can't this be easier? It is easy. On paper, manifesting is really fucking easy, but when you do it, old energy fucking sucks. And old energy is actually the longest part of any manifestation, deliberate or non-deliberate, because you have to go into old energy to show you that, hey, this is the other story, right? This is the one I don't want, but I'm in it. And that's the law of polarity. It just pushes out. It's not a limiting belief. The law of polarity is part of the 12 universal laws. I didn't make this shit up. It's not a limiting belief. It just is part of it to show you, hey, this isn't what you want, but it has to get out of the way so it makes room for all the things that you want, right? You got to get the shitty stuff out to let the pretty stuff in. Amy used to call it the taking the trash out, and I like that so much because you are taking the trash out. You're taking that shit out to make room for all the awesomeness coming in. Because all our manifestations usually come in better than expected. If they don't, then again, go back to the core beliefs. Always core beliefs. Anyway, 1111. I have it set up that when I see repeating numbers, 1111, 444, 222, it means I'm on the right path. But I don't have it set up for my manifestations. I actually have it for belief work. And I'm always working on beliefs or more of a lifestyle thing. Hey, am I going the right direction with my life? It's not specific to manifestations. I don't like that. I like actual evidence for my manifestations, such as birds before land people, guys, for me. For example, if you're manifesting a vehicle, a very specific vehicle, and you start seeing it everywhere, that means your focus work is right. But it doesn't mean you're going to get it. Signs do not mean you're going to get what you want. Don't get hung up on signs. They're a good indication that you're doing it right, but that's it. Take them for that and nothing else. Let's go back to manifesting SP. How I manifest my SP back is getting into the end result feeling with him, what it would feel like, all those feelings of home, content, calm, love, gratitude, happiness, fun, adventure, whatever, right? And then add the affirmation of, oh my God, we're actually in a committed relationship. This is amazing. And I like to visualize because I have a very active imagination. But again, I don't always visualize, but most of the time I do, and it's fun. And then release resistance and detach over and over. You do these 3 steps, or the 4 steps I teach, over and over and over and over until it kind of goes away. The desire kind of goes away. You're doing it right. And eventually it shows up. And honestly, it doesn't take years. Nothing takes years. When it takes years, it's usually some kind of belief behind it that is kind of in the way and causing a lot of resistance or attachment or both. And that is it. That is how you manifest a specific person that you have already met or been with. Either one, both, I don't care. But on paper, again, it's very easy. It's just you have to start doing it. And then when you switch or shift into old energy, you keep going. All the shit that comes up, all the opposites, because all energy is opposites of what you want, that you keep going with the same 3-4 steps over and over and over. That's it. If you need help, book a session, www.listentoyourinneryou.com. Have a wonderful day. Bye.